Attack of the Clones is a movie I enjoy, but is it a guilty pleasure or does it have screenwriting chops? In this video, I'll be analyzing the film with screenwriting techniques to see if episode 2 is actually a good movie on a technical level. I'll start with the plot structure. The intro and the inciting incident are the same. Padme's attack, which leads the council to assign Anakin and Obi-Wan as Padme's bodyguards. In Act 2A, Zam, the assassin, tries to kill her again, and the Jedi duo hunts her down. Jango Fett killing her splits the plot in two, Anakin's side and Obi-Wan's side. Anakin's is technically the main plot since it has the character arc and the theme, but it's less eventful and focuses on character development. Blake Snyder said that the B story should be a love story that includes the theme. That's exactly what Anakin's plot does. He chills with Padme until he learns that his mother's in danger. Then he goes to rescue her. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan tracks Jango Fett, learns about the clone army, and spies on Dooku. Anakin's midpoint, which happens in the middle, is when he finds Shmi dead and kills the raiders. Obi-Wan's midpoint happens a little later, and it's when he gets captured by Dooku. In Act 2B, Anakin and Padme go to rescue Obi-Wan, but they're captured and forced into a gladiator fight. The Jedi come as reinforcements, and then the troopers arrive. In Act 3, there's an all-out war. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda fight Dooku. The climax is Yoda saving the Jedi duo. The resolution has the council being suspicious of the Senate, and Anakin and Padme getting married. Michael Arndt analyzed A New Hope in a video, so I want to compare Attack of the Clones to it. Episode 2 is already different because it has two plots running beside each other. Obi-Wan's plot follows the structure of an overarching global A goal that requires a short-term local B goal to be solved. The A goal is to protect Padme, the B goal is to find the assassin. Just like episode 4, the B goal lasts throughout Act 2. Solving B helps solve A. The midpoint has a reversal, and the start of Act 3 has a reversal. But since episode 3 has a negative character arc, the way the climaxes play out is different. In episode 4, the hero is about to fail the external, internal, and emotional stakes, but reverses them and passes all of them. The climax happens in the span of 2 minutes. In episode 2, the hero fails the external and thematic stakes, and this happens before the climax. I'll cover that more when I get to the character arc and theme. In Arndt's Toy Story video, he talked about handling multiple subplots. He said that the midpoints of all the subplots should happen in quick succession. In Toy Story 3, all 6 plot threads have their midpoints back to back. In episode 2, there's a gap between the Raiders' slaughter and Obi-Wan's capture. That's not as tightly written. Arndt splits up internal emotional stakes and philosophical thematic stakes, but here I can combine them. Anakin's character arc lines up with a theme. His lie is, emotions should guide your actions. The truth he needs to learn, which is the theme, is logic should guide your actions. But instead of having a positive arc like Luke in episode 4, he has a negative arc. He believes the lie and fails to learn the truth at almost every corner. Anakin wants to find Padme's attacker when they're given orders to protect her. Obi-Wan has to put him in his place. Jedi aren't supposed to have attachments, but Anakin romantically pursues Padme. When Padme says they can't live a lie, he's forced to stop his relationship with her. Anakin sees his mom in danger and decides to abandon his job to save her. Padme has to join him so that he doesn't. Anakin kills all the Tusken Raiders for killing his mom. His speech displays his anger at Obi-Wan and lust for power. Before going to the execution, he and Padme decide to love each other, despite the rational reasons why they shouldn't. When Padme falls out of the ship, Anakin wants to save her, but Obi stops him and forces him to be rational. When Obi-Wan tries to fight Dooku logically as a duo, Anakin rushes in and is taken out quickly. This leads to him being a burden when Yoda fights, which allows Dooku to escape. Finally, Anakin and Padme marry in secret. He fails every time. The climax here isn't as well written. Anakin fails to learn the truth and is defeated. This blunder leads to Obi-Wan having to face Dooku alone, then Anakin having to fight alone, and then Yoda having to save them from the rubble, which allows Dooku to get away, ending in a loss of the physical stakes. The issue here is that the failure of the physical and thematic stakes aren't back to back. Anakin fails the theme, then after a lot of fighting, the failure leads to an external failure. It would have been better if they were back to back, but it's still a good climax. There is excellence displayed in this movie that's too specific to the movie to be tied back to screenwriting. The complexity of the plot and the payoffs are phenomenal. In the foreground, there are only 2 plots, but in the background, there's a third, and it's Palpatine and Dooku's plan. Dooku led the Separatists to fight against the Republic so that they could be backed into a corner and give Palpatine immense power. Palpatine created the clones in secret because the Senate didn't approve of them, but due to the Separatist threat, he got permission from the Senate to gain emergency powers. With those powers, he established the clone army, which would later be used to wipe out the Jedi. That is genius manipulation. The fact that the writers had to work backwards to explain how Palpatine became Emperor and wiped out the Jedi makes it so impressive how they came up with a movie this smooth. The clone army being set up at the start and then paid off as a reversal when the Jedi cornered at the end of Act 2 was brilliant. Next, the whole mystery subplot with Obi-Wan was executed beautifully. As he gained more answers, more questions appeared. Who ordered Zam to kill Padme? Who removed Kamino from the maps? Who ordered the clone army since Sifo Dyas was long gone? Who does Jango Fett work for? Is Dooku lying about the Sith in the Senate? All of these questions are answered by the end of the movie, and it makes perfect sense. Finally, the way the seeds for Anakin's turn to the dark side are set up is magnificent. Like I said, he fails all of his tests. His inability to follow the Jedi way properly hints at his descent into a Sith. He's warned about having attachment, but he ignores it. This attachment comes up again and is the primary reason for his villain arc. In conclusion, from a screenwriting lens, the things this movie does well is the plot structure for both plot threads, Obi-Wan's goal A and goal B, the love story having the theme, the negative character arc and the theme being well written, and complex plot, setup, and payoffs. The weak parts are that the midpoints don't happen back to back, and the climax doesn't have the stakes failed or passed back to back. So episode 2 is a great movie, even through a screenwriting lens. I think the strengths more than make up for the weaknesses.